There you go.
Good afternoon and welcome to week 1 of our Parent-Child Family Place Workshop. So our downtown library is a designated family place library. And those of you might be wondering, what does that mean? Family Place Libraries is a network that has been started nationwide for librarians that know the importance of early literacy starts at birth with children. So Family Place Parent-Child Workshop is from ages birth to 5. Really, we try to stick around ages 1 to 3. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about this workshop, and it will be going on for 5 weeks. To start off, I want to highlight our parent collection here in our youth services department here in downtown. The big key thing with having our parent collection on the floor in the Children's Center is so that when you bring your children to look at books or they're playing and interacting with the different toys that we have on the floor, which is part of Family Place, you can also look at books here. So you don't have to leave your children and go into the adult section. They are all right here for you to find. So follow me and I'm going to show you what it would look like to host a workshop and what it would be like to have it in person. So it's back here in our children's department. And again, this workshop we are really promoting play and the importance of play with adults and caregivers with their children. Because those of you know, from birth to 5, that is when the child's brain is developing. So at birth, a child's brain is wired at 25%. By age 5, it's already wired to 90%. So it's important for them to have this interactive play that they can also learn with. Because of this, they learn emotionally, intellectually, physically. They get to learn all these things just through simple things of play. So this is what a workshop would look like. And I'll kind of go around the room and talk about these different activities that they can do. And again, this is really, you're hitting the importance of adults and caregivers really spending that time with children from birth to 5, because again, that's when their brains are getting almost fully developed and wired. And so it's important for them to learn these hand-eye coordination, manual dexterity, really the importance of play and imagination. So we start off, we have a block section here, and what I like to say with this parent-child workshop is this is all set up for your kids to come in and play, and they get to pick where they want to go. If they're staying in the block section the whole time, great. If they're wandering around playing with other different things that I'm going to show you here, that's wonderful. And it's not just a place to have, kids run around and play. We really want adults and caregivers playing and interacting with the kids, talking to them, talking colors, talking shapes, all sorts of things. So as we keep going, we have our transportation toys. And so what they're learning is their fine motor skills, they're learning about cause and effect, and they get to use their imagination because, they're driving in a little neighborhood down here. So, and then we have our infant toys. And so these are things that when kids get to shake and rattle, they're learning cause and effect again. They're starting to use their small muscles. A lot of these things are what's really soft. Babies really love to look in mirrors, so just fun infant toys, track their images. They're working on their focus and facial expressions. And then, of course we're at the library, but we have a section just for books. So it's important to have, these are board books, so they're a lot easier for little kids to turn. And we go up kind of in age as to what's simple and then going more complex. So this white and black book would be more for the infant stage where they're working on focus. And I have a list of these books that are recommended board books that will be on our website under our Family Place tab, as well as I will have a list of all these toys, suggested toys, and where you can find them at. So moving on, we have a music section. When kids play instruments and listen to music, they are learning about their creative expressions and they get to hear sounds, they're getting their body awareness. So lots of fun, different, activities here in the music section. Again, we have some puzzles, which they get to work on problem solving, what fits in there. They're working with their hand-eye coordination to fit it right in. So moving on, we have our manipulatives, and these are things that are again working on your hand-eye coordination. They get to use their muscles and also their imagination, because you can really stick them in wherever and make whatever really fun activity in this manipulative section. Then we go to gross motor. So we're learning about special awareness, how to use your muscles. We're working on balance, and they're getting that physical activity here on any of these gross motor toys. So then we move on to dramatic play. So this is a huge section that I have, fruits and veggies if we're in the kitchen. This also doubles as a gross motor and a fun little shopping cart here in our dramatic play section. I have hand puppets. We have different costumes they can dress up as. And so this is learning how to communicate in their role in the world. So, this is probably, once you get a little bit older, this is where the kids really like to come to. They learn to express different things. They're learning vocabulary, all different skills here in this simple dramatic play section. So, again in the workshop, this is something, we have different activities for them to do and play with. A parent-child workshop is a 5-week workshop. And so the big thing that we do here is that we partner with our community resource professionals that help hit key topics with childhood development. And so this week I'm just talking about kind of early childhood literacy. I showed you our parent collection. Next week we're going to hit nutrition. We will also be hitting speech, hearing, and language development. We will hit child development, and we will hit music and movement. And so I will have a resource professional come in and hit some key points on all of those topics. And in person, a childhood development resource professional would come in, and they're going to just interact with you and your children and play, and you're open to ask them any questions that you might have. It's not a presentation by any means, although right now with our going virtual, they're going to give a short presentation each week. And then I'm going to also show you, we'll move over to this exploration table, which is kind of our art experience table. And each week we have a different art experience that the kids get to enjoy. So this first week, kids would get to come in, and it's simple coloring. So big thing here is having larger crayons that are easier to hold. Children have the opportunity to scribble, and so they're starting to make their first markings. And so at a very young age, they're scribbling, they're learning with their shoulder. And as a child develops, writing becomes more controlled. They can do dots, they can do lines, they're even starting to do letters. And this is an area which STEM is all right here with just a simple coloring activity. So having these large crayons, even if kids are having a hard time holding all of those, you can put 3 together, tape them together so it's even thicker for kids to hold and use. And so what they're doing is they're using their hand-eye coordination, and they're also using motor skills here with this simple coloring activity. So each week we will be having this for 4 more weeks, a different topic each week, and a different art experience each week. And once we go back to in-program, we would love to have you and your kiddos come join us for our Family Place Parent-Child Workshop. We will have links to the toys that you saw here on the floor, book recommendations, and each week we will have handouts if you're interested on our webpage under our Family Place tab. If you have any questions, please call the library and call the Youth Service Department, and we will get those answered for you. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.